Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is December 11th, 2014, and today is Thursday. So we're cooking up in the week, looking at the economic calendar today. Got some major news coming out of the ECB report, CHF interest rate decision, so that should affect the Swiss franc. Swiss franc, like all the other currencies, have been really hit hard with what's going on in the markets. So we got chock full of news coming out later today, starting from 9 o'clock with Germany harmonized CPI number, and then the Swiss franc, and then ECB report. I'm not sure if that's really going to move and shake the market so much, but then USD advanced retail sales, core retail sales, and initial jobless claims. So it may really move the market, but I'm not sure. I'm not convinced that it will. Looking at the markets, so USD has really faltered over the past couple of days, and looking at the EURUSD, we were trading in a range, and now we're at the top of that range. And the question is will the US dollar continue to falter into the end of the year, or is this just a bounce and then going to take it back down? So what's certain is that the sell-off is clearly stopped. The trending down, okay, so that we saw since May, since we saw, well, really through end of May, that we saw this sell-off has really come to somewhat of an end. This double bottom and then this lower bottom, it's still not there. It still seems like it's consolidating. Has it stopped going down? No, because if you look at the general graph down, it's still a downturn. Okay, if this was to break 125.30, then I would say maybe there's a reversal coming. If it was to break this level right here, but since it's still really beaten up on the downside, I still think it's a I still think it's a downward trend. What I don't like about it as a downward trend is that it seems like it's consolidating right here, which seems like it's sideways trading for a long time. Even though it breached this level right here, it seems to me that it's still sideways trading. So, ultimately, I think that the dollar has, pretty much gone its course, and things are going to settle a little bit before there's going to be any sort of transformation. I would like to see maybe towards the end of the month there's a euro number coming out. So maybe during the end of the month we'll see some sort of a rally. So this goes across the board, obviously, and we're looking at the Japanese yen, USD Japanese yen, and you see that it's really faltered. Okay, it's really taken a nice sell-off. Does this mean that it's going to completely reverse itself? Maybe. Okay, as quickly as it goes up, it generally goes down. So it may or it may not. So at this stage, I would just hold off on trading the USD just to see for somewhat of a affirmation in one direction or another. Looking at the USD Swiss franc, and so looking at at a longer time frame, we see that it's really rallied a lot over the past year. And since May, okay, this is like an inverse relationship to the EURUSD, right? The USD has got much stronger again than the Swiss franc, but it looks like it's hovering off. So, to short it and thereby shorting the USD and buying the Swiss franc might be a good place right here. You might want to look into that today, seeing how the number is going to come out. Looking at the gold's really flatlined a little bit. Selling off a little bit right here from 1235 to 1223. Resistance, I would say, support at, let's say, between 120.11, 120.10 is the next support level. But then again, on the resistance level, 1235 and 1250 would be my next two spots as resistance. Looking at the Dow Jones. Right here, you have a couple of options right here at selling off into 17,500 level, and it's gotten weaker. The Dow Jones, as we get into the end of the year, we kind of sold off 500 points from 18,000, and now we really need to somehow rally back into the end of the year. Now you guys know that I've maintained this position that it's going to hit 18,000 by the end of the year. We got really close to it. I still think we're going to have this rally into the end of the year. I'm not sure where the turnaround point is going to be, but that's just my consensus. Looking at oil again, oil really selling off very nicely, okay, at all-time lows. 160 is $61 a barrel right here. You know, where's this point that this thing is going to go completely down? I mean, this is really as far as it goes. I mean, price of oil per gallon in the U.S. has hit 270, 260 in some points, which is really unprecedented in maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So, you know, you really have to look into this and see if this is going to be everlasting, or is it just the United States pressuring Iran and some of the other countries in Russia and so on and so forth. So we'll see how this unfolds politically into the direction of crude oil. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thanks.